the Naga people, particularly the federating unit and subordinate bodies of the Naga Students Federation for their efforts, for which we could manage to successfully conduct our 6 hours band today. In fact, in the course of our band, 6 hours band today, some confrontations took place in 3 locations. One incident took place in Kohima, and one incident took place in Dimapur, and one at Meluri, Phek district. The sole purpose of this ban is to display our grief, our anger, and our sentiments towards the rest of the Indians and to the rest of the world, that Naga people are free people, and we have every right to defend what we have to. The office of the Naga Students Federation is deeply saddened, and we convey our heartfelt condolence to all the bereaved families who has lost their sons, their brothers, their husband at the hands of our enemy. Today, Naga Students Federation appeal to the state government led by our dynamic and honorable Chief Minister Inoni Ryu that the government should feel the pulse and the sentiments of the Naga people by cancelling the remaining days of the festival of festival, Hornbill, at this time, where we feel that if our brothers, if our neighbors are suffering, if they are crying, I think at the moment Naga cannot afford to celebrate or have a joyous moment, for which we appeal to the state government to cancel the remaining days of the Hornbill Festival. And if government fails, and if government is adamant to the call of the Federation, we appeal to the general public and the Naga society to feel the pulse of the family members who have sacrificed their life, and to refrain themselves in participating in the so-called Hornbill Festival, the festival of the festivals of the Nagas. Not only condemn the barbaric act publicly, but also coming forward, appealing their own community not to participate in the Hornbill Festival. So also we would like to appeal to all the remaining tribal bodies to come together in the same line and to abstain its members from participating in the Hornbill Festival. The Federation is well aware of the monetary packages being announced as in the form of ex gratia by the state government as well as the central government today in the funeral service. However, the government must also know that Naga people's life or the blood of the Nagas cannot be bought with money. Justice has to be done at all costs. This precious Naga blood shed, it cries out for justice. The Federation feels that the repealing of the contentious Armed Forces Special Power Act from across the Naga homeland will be the best way to honor their sacrifice. The Federation also appreciates the state government for constituting an SIT comprising of some top cops and seasoned politicians. However, the Federation is also very apprehensive as to whether their probe can bring the desired justice as desired by the people. Therefore, the Federation appeals to the government to set up a court-monitored committee headed by the retired Supreme Court or High Court judge in order to ensure a fair and impartial probe in this issue. The government of the day has time and again reiterating that the state government has recommended to central government for repealing Armed Forces Special Power Act from Nagaland and in Naga homeland areas. However, to truly prove that to the people they represent, if they are serious with their words, the Federation demands for special session of the Nagaland Legislative Assembly to discuss the matter and recommend its revocation or appeal to the central government.
Repealing of AFSPA. Now, if we go back and then look into what AFSPA is all about, when the notification for disturbed area comes out, it comes out from the Ministry of Home Affairs, MHA. Now, if we again go back to the Constitution of India, we have three lists: state list, union list, and concurrent list. Law and order is supposed to be a state subject, not a union subject. Now, coming back to your question, you have rightly pointed out with regard to Article 371A, wherein all laws being framed in the Parliament has to be ratified by the Legislative Assembly of the state, particularly with regard to Nagaland. Now, our demand for a special session is for the government to prove to the people that they're really serious about repealing AFSPA from the state of Nagaland.
Under the leadership of our Chief Minister, they have stated that they are serious to repeal AFSPA in the state of Nagaland. However, our concern is, if at all they want to prove their work to our people, they have to pass it in the Nagaland Legislative Assembly.
Whether the center accepts it or not is a different issue
Yes.
altogether.
Yes.
However, for the state government to prove to the people of Nagaland that they are really serious about repealing AFSPA from the state, they have to they have to discuss it in the assembly and pass a resolution and recommend the same to the central government. The issue of whether the central government will accept it or not is a different issue altogether. That's beyond contention.
Agenda was to prove it towards the armed forces, as we have clearly stated last night, and we have placed an order towards the armed forces not to come out to the street. So when they came out, our volunteers were compelled to confront with them, and we managed to push them back, and then they turned back. But there was no casualties and everyone is safe.
Do you think it was a coordinated move?
Not at all.
I mean, among the
Armed
armed forces. Did
I am sure that was their intention to provoke the peaceful band held.
The Federation was more than clear when we came up with our praise statement that no paramilitary forces nor army personnel will be allowed any movement during the period of the ban. However, as rightly pointed out, the thing was, we felt and our volunteers felt that they were just trying to provoke the situation rather than going out for any official purposes. Had they been hell-bent on going for their official work, they would have gone through. However, when our volunteers confronted them and then told them to go back, all they did was stayed back and then tried to provoke us, and that which required the intervention of the NSF seniors as well as the office of NSF.